office.
There were so many just generous people, Bill Poland being able to close the gap and help us out. Just so many charitable individuals. My favorite part of the night, it's the end of the night, and they're auctioning off some of the tables. And there's like a sit-down meet and greet with Brock Purdy. And I thought to myself a couple of things. Number one, Jimmy, great guy. We all like Jimmy, but I don't remember Jimmy doing, and I'm not knocking him for this. I'm not trying to rip Jimmy. I'm more hyping up Brock.
I know where you're going.
Like, Jimmy just didn't do a lot of those things, like kind of out of sight, out of mind. And I don't blame him. Like, when you're in these positions, some people just don't want to be bothered or whatever. They have their reason. They want to be with their family. They want to go back to where they're from. Brock Purdy was going to do a sit down with Joe Fonzie, and they were raffling it off and auctioning it off for charity, and you'd be able to ask Brock some questions and whatnot. And I thought to myself, like, what a great dude. Brock Purdy is to do this. And the amount of people that were jumping out of their seats to be able to bid on this was unreal.
Our boy Joe Cunningham, who works here in the sales department, was doing the auctioning. He was the auctioneer last night. Shout out to Joe, who, you don't know this, Shasky. I left my dress socks at home.
Yeah.
And Joe was like, come on, we ready to go out? I was like, yeah, come up to the store with me. I need to buy some dress socks. He goes, dude, I got an extra pair in the bag.
Oh, nice.
Who carries an extra pair of dress
Cunningham.
socks? Joe Cunningham does. And got to meet his lovely, lovely wife.
Sweetheart.
So he hooked me up with some dress socks. So he's doing the auctioneering off, and they're selling about $10,000 a pop. Tables at $10,000.
Unreal.
And one guy, there was like, wait, we got $25,000. Dude was like, I just want to spend $25,000. I got $25,000 right here.
It was incredible.
He dropped it like it was $100,000 got spent to go have to sit down and watch this sit down with Joe Fonzie and Brock Purdy. They spent over $100,000 in like 2 minutes.
It was incredible. And I thought it spoke to, obviously, the charitable aspect for all of the individuals there and just helping out our community. Again, like you were talking about, like, everybody, the city's dead. The city wasn't dead last night.
No, money was
a throwback night. And to see how much people care about Brock Purdy, it blew me away.
Well, to your point about Jimmy, and we're going to get this guy.
I don't want to make this like an anti-Jimmy thing. I hope that didn't come off that way.
No, but here's the deal with being the 49ers quarterback. Being the quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers, there is a cachet that comes with it, and there's this built-in, hey, you have to be a member of the community. What made Joe Montana so great? He was a member of the community while he played. Now, he comes out, does things, but he comes out.
Absolutely.
Steve Young, one of the best ambassadors in 49ers franchise history, comes out. He supports.
Absolutely.
Jeff Garcia, Gilroy guy, you know what I'm saying, came out and represented the 49ers. Whether we like what he said in the past or not, he was a member of the community. Jeff Garcia was visible. He tried to do what he could in this community. And that's the thing that you have to do, Alex Smith, which is why he's beloved despite some subpar play at the quarterback position. We feel a certain way about Alex Smith, but he embraced the community, which is now whenever he comes back, everybody goes crazy for Alex Smith. Even though the numbers on the field was a little different, he still embraces community, which we make. So Brock Purdy to do that, that's what Jimmy didn't do. He's just out of sight, out of mind, which sometimes I wish I could do it. Out of sight, out of mind, but there does come a responsibility with being a quarterback of the 49ers to embrace his community. There was just something closed off about Jimmy, and maybe it was social media. Who knows? Who the hell knows? But Brock Purdy does embrace his community. You see him out and about, concerts, different games or whatnot. And so people love Brock Purdy. And that was the biggest thing. As we get into Brock Purdy, we're going to see him for the first time without Christian McCaffrey. And I'm excited to see it because I think he's going to thrive in this offense, and I think he's going to take his game to another level. In the room yesterday at the Olympic Club, Shasky, everybody's like, we got our guy. We have Brock Purdy. We're not even tripping. There was a lot of people I met last night that weren't even stressing out about the Christian McCaffrey injury because of Brock Purdy.
Which kind of blew me away. And I was thinking to myself, like, how many Niner quarterbacks in the last 20 years would you not be panicking if the best player, literally one of the best players on the planet, on the cover of Madden, was out indefinitely, essentially? And you'd be, even if it was Garcia, I mean, they lost Garrison Hurst and Garcia and Owens all. Right. We lost our minds. Alex Smith loses Frank Gore.
Yeah.
We'd be in big trouble.
Yep.
Colin Kaepernick loses Frank Gore. We'd be in, and I love Frank. Frank's not as talented as CMC. Yeah. He had a better longevity and career and all those things, but like in terms of just raw talent, the year we just had from CMC is one of the greatest 49er running back seasons ever.
No doubt.
I just think of Jimmy, Nick Mullins, Trey, pick whoever you want. If that running back was out, we'd be like, oh my God, can they go 500 over X amount of weeks?
Right.
I don't even know if that's crossed my mind.
Yeah, no, it hasn't. And I'm excited to see this. Because, one, you get to decide, okay, is this guy a $60 million a year quarterback? Is he the quarterback that you can reset the market with? As Jay York pointed out earlier this offseason, he's going to reset the quarterback market. Well, we'll see. But also, his evolution is just a quarterback and the leader of this football team. Without Chris McCaffrey, now he needs to demand the huddle even more. Now he needs to get these running backs in the right spot, whether it's Jordan Mason, whether it's Isaac Carindo, whether it's Kyle Juszczyk, or Deebo Samuel in that backfield. He's got to command that huddle. He's got to get guys in the right spot, and he has to play at an elite level without turning the ball over. And there's going to be some risk here with the offense moving forward without a CMC. You're going to try to find some explosives, and you're going to take some chances. But in a way, I'm thinking to myself, boy, what if he does thrive without Chris McCaffrey, which I anticipate. We know for sure, hands down, no doubt about it, we got a guy for the next 5 to 10 years.
Well, and I think if you critique or ask for one of these things, people think you're a hater or you're waiting for someone's downfall. Case in point, I wanted to see what Patrick Mahomes looked like without Tyreek Hill. Yeah, he's that good.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I kind of figured that out pretty quickly. But I did want to see what it looked like. And I'm not even a Chiefs fan. And I'm not some Patrick Mahomes quote-unquote hater. Like, at the time, now I am because he's, broken my heart. Right now, Josh Allen.
I was just going to say that.
Without Stephon Diggs. Come on, keep it real. You want to see what he looks like.
Without Gabe Davis, without Stephon Diggs. He looked pretty damn good last week.
And I love Josh Allen. You know this. I love Josh Allen.
He looked pretty damn good last week.
And I'm intrigued. I want to see what Joe Burrow looks like without T. Higgins and Jamar Chase at times.
We do see him, and it's not as good.
No.
It's not as good.
So I don't think you're some, definitive hater. If you're intrigued to see what it looks like for a couple of weeks. Not that you don't want your team at full strength. Of course you do. But, isn't there a little bit of curiosity?
Absolutely. 888-957-9570. Are you excited to kind of – hey, look, it comes at the expense of Chris McCaffrey being hurt. We don't wish injuries on nobody. But even a Brock Purdy hater, aren't you a little intrigued to see Brock without CMC? Don't you want to get, here's the other thing with the Brock haters, the Brock Purdy haters, 888-957-9570, some of you out there. Can he win you over by playing well without Chris McCaffrey? Is this the point where you say, okay, I give in, he's the guy, Brock Purdy? You got to, at some point, you got to give in. Is this the time to do it? Brian Flores, Sunday in Minnesota, a team that picked you off twice in the fourth quarter last year, and they're going to be rocking with that. Even for the Brock haters, isn't this a chance for Brock to win you over?
Boy, I feel like it is. I think this is a great opportunity for him right now, and I keep coming back to the same thing. I think I'd be super panicked if it was any other quarterback.
Yeah, I don't feel any panic, Shasky.
And I keep going back to dude, this guy, he's just a stud. He's an absolute stud. But I am, straight up though, I am intrigued. I'm very intrigued to see what it looks like because I do think this offense can evolve and look different, and they might be better for it come December and January because they've won a certain way, and it might force Kyle to be able to come off of some of his principles.
Absolutely. I do love that aspect of it. 888-957-9570. Folks, chime in here. Brock Purdy, if he hasn't won you over, can he win you over now without Chris McCaffrey? We don't know how long he's going to be out. We'll hear from Shanahan. We'll hear what he had to say about Christian McCaffrey. We'll get our thoughts about that. 888-957-9570 plus Matthew Collar. Matthew Collar is going to join us at 6:50. He covers the Vikings for PurpleInsider.com. He's at every single practice. We'll see what Sam Darnold looks like. What does Brian Flores have in store? Jordan Addison killed the Niners last year, 7 for $123, including that touchdown on the cover zero blitz. We all remember that. There was no Justin Jefferson in that game. So now we're going to see Justin Jefferson. We're going to see him this time around. Have the Niners even seen Justin Jefferson yet?
No, the last time they played him before that, I believe, I have it all right here.
It was at Levi's, right?
So
was that
I'm looking at, they played in 2023.
Right.
They played in 2021. All right. It was a 26-34 game. Let me pull this up.
Jefferson in that game?
I'm pulling it up right now.
Pull it up right now.
Adam Thielen. No.